Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for December 25th through the 31st, 2017. So, as I wish you all a happy holiday season, let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and see what comes up for us in this last week of the year. And so I'd like you to just take a deep breath and relax and be fully present with the abundance that is within your space of alignment within your heart. And just be aware of what is sort of bubbling up for you. They actually wrote out the word cook. So as if there's this activity sort of stewing in your vortex of creation. And I get this sense that there are things that, as God's name has been written out in front of me, and what it means is that when that I see God's name written out in front of me, it means that whatever you are praying about has been handled and is already in the process of coming into your life. So, like he's writing out love. Some of you've been praying for love, and I was seeing cash, and so something around finances, or it could be a job opportunity that you've been waiting to hear about, or that you've been praying to be guided towards a job or a life purpose, something, they're writing out the word yours. It's something that you can, that fits you, that's just tailor made for you. And so this could be that time for you to kind of pay attention and be open to the possibilities that occur to you as direct divine guidance, sort of helping you to discover the prayers and the solutions that have been in proximity to wherever you are in your life at this time. And so there's a sense of somehow things coming through for you in that direction. So it's about being open, and I was seeing a lot of angels, a little bit more than usual, as I was meditating for this reading. And so I feel like there's a very strong presence of alignment, peace, support, divine support, helping you and guiding you. And what you just really need to do is just make sure that you are staying focused, and you are keeping your, it's like don't allow like things to distract you that would sort of close off the communication that's being made available to you. I feel like they're saying that they're sort of helping to widen that gap of well, not the gap, but to widen the space for you to receive help, to widen that communication for you to receive help that you need. And they're talking to you right in the core of your soul, right in the light of your soul, and providing you the guidance that you need. So don't lock. They're saying sometimes you lock yourself out of your own heart, and they're saying that sometimes. Let me see if I saw the word sloppy. So I feel like it's like sometimes we aren't grounded, or we are our practice is not consistent enough, and that creates sort of an inconsistent sort of realization of your or your expectation, or it creates an inconsistency in the realization of what you're trying to manifest, and it also creates an inconsistency with your expectations. And so what they really want you to do is sort of to work on clearing up your vibration, keeping it clean, keeping it clear, your energetic field, or writing out your energetic field, um, by being more consistent in, and this is what they're saying, in the way that you trust. So you have to trust your gut, is what they're writing out. You have to learn to practice trusting your gut, and know that when you trust your gut, that you're not focused on the outcome. Okay, because I think that's a little bit of the confusion, or the eventual despair that we kind of run into when we trust our gut, when we go with our instinct. We don't get the outcome that we were expecting. But by trusting your gut, they're writing the word launch. You're launching um, new possibilities, and you're launching opportunities. And so the outcome you can't control ever. You have to allow your desires to flourish. Think of it as like a seed or a flower, and it blossoms, but you can't really control how it's going to grow. You have an idea of the pattern of that flower, but it could surprise you, in the direction that it leans, or the timing of the way that it opens, or at the what what actually is the eventual manifestation of it. So they want you to be, they want you to trust your gut for the present moment, because that's what your instinct was telling you to do. But knowing that whatever your gut is telling you, it's for the best and highest good, so that you give it the freedom to bring to you the best and highest good that you deserve, you know, and know that you're always deserving better than better. It's never, the universe never just is going to stop trying to sort of eke out that best opportunity for you. So that's why we don't want to limit, with our expectations, what is possible for us to receive. So, and there are many reasons why your gut may tell you to do something, and then you end up having a completely different experience than what you were expecting. There is something in that situation to help you to grow or evolve. And here's we have to remember that if we truly want to come from that higher, broader perspective, that we have to understand that the path of what appears to be bad and good, or failure and success, to that broader perspective, is always, everything is always success, because every situation is helping you to create, or helping you to move towards the desire that you're ultimately reaching for. And you got to remember, the desire that you're ultimately reaching for is expansion. You're not waiting. You're not looking to settle down and stop. Like, I got it now. I don't need anything else. It would be nice if that's really what you were after, but it's not. And so you're always wanting more, because everything that you experience is causing you to discover more that you want. And so it's never ending, but that's okay. It's just that all of it is an expression of love, and we are constantly in connection with that there's a constant exchange of giving and receiving of these divine expressions of love. And so the top is something that will just always keep moving, and reaching to new levels of experience that bring new levels of happiness. And so they just want you to be very much aware of this right now. Let me just tune in and see if there is any additional information here. So I'm getting a sense of a window of opportunity like a gift, and they're writing out the planet Jupiter. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a planet that's associated with fortune, um, and profound luck. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not an astrologer. Anyway, but so they're writing out the word light and joy, and it seems like um, there is something that's going to come through that's really going to bring a lot of joy to you in a way that is going to illuminate you. It's going to be an experience that is illuminating, that brings light, more clarity, more truth into your life. And so be open to trust in your gut. They're saying that this is going to present a change, and they don't want you to worry about that change. So, if the feeling they're giving me is that you may not connect with it in that way right, at first, because you or what you're going to focus on is the changes that and the adjustments that you're going to have to make, and I get a sense that you're going to be appreciative of this experience, like but it's just that you're gonna go into this place of worry, like how do I manage and how do I make it happen? It's sort of like this feeling I get. It's not the kind of normal worry where you but it's this worry of it. It's an anticipation and excitement and trying to figure out now. You're really wanting to do it, but you have these things that are holding you back, or pinning you down, and maybe it could be finances, and oh, how could I juggle this to do this, and you're going to start to try to figure everything out because you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And what we would guide you, advise you to do, is to not do this at all. Now they're writing out the name John, and they just wrote safe. So if there's someone named John who's watching this, and they want you to know you're going to be safe, okay? So everything, all is well. And this message is for everyone as well, so that you're going to be safe. So what they want you to do beforehand, and writing the word before, is they want you to let God handle this, okay? So what they're showing me is that God has this, He's worked this out, and this change that you're making is going to flow. All the components are there to flow. What you kind of have to do is not worry and make the decisions like we were talking about last week. This is about showing up now. So this is your action, and you will be a part of the action. You're not going to just sit there and watch a movie go by you, and as the decisions are being made. This is not what they're saying, but they need you to show up. They need you to be an observer. They need you to actively listen, to actively watch what's occurring, and be present with all the other components that show up and are present, whether it's people or the event. And in that moment, you will know what to do. You're not going to be able to prepare. You're not going to be able to try to control or arrange things or orchestrate things, or see if you can release the pressure over here so that this can work out. That you can't do. Let the universe balance the pressures of the circumstances, and then in that clarity, you take action, make a choice, and take action. Okay, you'll know when you see what you have in front of you. The possibilities and your options will be in front of you, and you'll know the one that's right for you. And they're giving me a sense that this is going to start a whole new chapter. So not only the choice that you make, but the decision process, this process that we're trying to describe to you, of staying out of your own way and being a co-creator, be a partner with the universe. Because trust that the universe, it's like if you gave someone, you had a secretary or a team, you would give everybody their project to work on, and then they would come back to you with when they had everything, and you set this particular deadline, and everybody comes back and they share what they have. Okay, they may have like everything you asked for, but they may not. They may have what what but whatever they have, it's going to be enough. And then with all of that, combining all that information, you can make an informed decision. And that's what they're wanting you to get. That the universe, although you can't see it, it does do this for you every single time if you would allow and not resist. And when you resist is when you try to adjust the pressure. You get in the way and you may take action without really having all of the components, all the finished product, if you will, in front of you. And sometimes you can make a decision from that, but it gets a bit exhausting. And so if your energy is exhausted, it means that you're not working completely in alignment and balance with the whole co-creative process that's available to you. All right, so let's see. So this is definitely, I'm seeing like a ship, and it reminds me of the Three of Wands, Three of Fire, Three of Wands card. So like, like a ship is coming in, sort of tilted towards us. So it feels like something's coming in. So there's something, it's like, I feel like about that card or traditional image, it's almost like whatever you're doing is reeling in the manifestation. So like you can go ahead and once you have a sense of that something's coming towards you, you can feel it. It's this assurance that you trust, you feel in your gut. Then you can start to make and they're writing joyous plans out. Okay, and you can feel free to be a little bit relaxed and playful about this, and really just be creative. But just know that everything that you're doing, your plans, that it's secure for you to make the plans now long-term plans, because it's within your reach, and you have a lot of assurances and a lot of things going off, bells and whistles, sort of in your intuition, that's giving you this sense. This is also the write out the work repeatedly book. So if someone is working on a book or something like this, or you're doing some type of writing, this would be that signal for you, or you're gonna get that signal that's gonna sort of maybe the idea of the book is coming to you, or that the work that you've been doing on this book is going to be rewarding in the process, and so to keep going with this. And this just goes for any other kind of projects that you may be working on as well. Let's take a look at the card for the big. Okay, this is the card for the theme of the week, and this is Archangel Sandalphon, and this card is gentleness, and it says, "Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments." Okay, so there's a sense. Let me just pull this down just a little bit more. So Archangel Sandalphon is sort of like the archangel of music, and also prayers being answered. And so there's this sense about you being gentle, being aware of your surroundings. They're showing me sort of an umbrella, and the umbrella usually means that you're safe. But they're writing the word people, and I don't know if it's like you're trying to protect other people, like you're like someone who's you kind of look out for others. You're sort of a guardian, or you're like a guardian angel for other people, and you care about them and you worry about them, and maybe you have like really strong connections with some people, and you you feel like you're their guardian angel, and they're like your charge, so to speak, and you're trying to keep them sheltered, and trying to they're telling me that some people, these people, they're not very clear, like they're writing out the word fog, and as if, you know, they're having some trouble, you know, being clear emotionally or mentally. Um, there are some situations that may be a little, potentially could be explosive. You're maybe worried about their emotional stability. You're maybe there's some people you're worried about their physical body. It's somehow you have taken on, or merged with the consciousness of these others, and you're helping to support, to help keep them. They're like your clients in a way. And so, what the angels are giving me a sense of is that you have to surround yourself with people that are maybe that you don't, you know, it's wonderful that you want to do this, but you need to, I feel like you need to separate this kind of thing. So if you're this kind of person, you got to realize that they should be your client, which you get paid for to work with them in a professional setting, because if it's too personal, then there's no, you don't know when to draw the line, and it becomes more and more difficult. You know, your friends and they got problems, you're like their counselor, and so you have to sort of let go of the reins and not try to control. But they also want you, in the context of this card, to be more and aware. And I'm getting a sense, especially in the new year, that you are a little bit more aware of the kinds of people that you are engaging in your life, and to try to shift away from sort of the drama in the relationships, and really choose people that you feel a gentleness of spirit, an inner sense of peace, and environments as well. You know, sort of work environments, wherever, you know, you can make this choice for yourself, so that you don't have to deal with so much um, suffering and struggles and challenges in your life. Okay, to this is a way for you to start becoming aware, to reduce this and minimize this kind of experience. And one of the things is that it's distracting you too. I'm seeing an open book, and I feel like it's about just divine information coming through. It's not allowing you to hear your own guidance for yourself. You may be good at it, and maybe one of the draws for you is that you're you're drawn to, and we can kind of readers, we can kind of get addicted to helping people, you know, and when you are doing that, you're because you're not allowing yourself to get paid, which means you don't think you deserve to be paid for it, um, and you know, it can be a way to avoid dealing with your own life, and really your own purpose. You know, there are things that your life purpose that's calling you, and you're, you know, so busy with other people, and you go, I don't have time. You know, so and also for that person, maybe literally who's writing a book, this could be one of the reasons. You know, you're spending so much time um, with other people that you don't have time to write that book. So they want you to make this shift, because for most of you, a lot of you, I'm getting a sense that the one thing that's going to really create a huge change for you is that if you don't give up so much of your time to others who should be your clients. Because if they really were wanting to work on themselves, they would go to someone professionally, an expert, to do that. If they're really going to get better, people who are getting better, or who are using you as, and they're not paying you, means that they're not really wanting to get better. They just keep coming back to you and talking over and over again because you're there. and it's not your job, is what the angels are saying. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, let's take a look at the card for um, the beginning of the week. I just keep seeing um, emotional vulnerability, but the one thing I'm saying, when I see a naked behind, it means that you're feeling exposed and vulnerable, and you don't have any ways of dealing with it. You don't have tools. But this time I saw like an underwear, so it means, to me, it feels like that you're developing some tools, um, and you just need to be more consistent with the practice of those tools, whether it's meditation, as that card may suggest, or something like this that will help improve and help you to be more aware of your own um, balance, inner balance, because that's what it. Once you meditation helps you to find your own inner balance. You don't have to do it for long periods of time, but the idea that even if you had a few moments, a few minutes to just check in and find that inner balance, that then you know what your inner balance is, so that you can then appropriately and accurately assess everything else that you're encountering. So if those things don't match with that inner balance, then you have to find your inner balance within it, or do whatever puts you in that place. So it means stop, do more allowing and less resistance. Or if your guidance is really dictating, giving you a strong gut reaction to this imbalance, that you then um, remove yourself or extricate yourself from a situation. It's really important for you to take. This is the way that you can be practicing consistency with your own inner balance. All right, let's take a look at the first card. And as this card would be so accurate to suggest, taking some time, rest for yourself. So in this week, especially because most people will have some vacation time during this week that's given to you, take this time to make time to reflect. So this week already is about reflecting, also just minimizing, and just put this the bottom of this card back so we have that message there. Minimizing, you know, the the kind of things, the activities, to the point at least where if anything stresses you out, or you feel that there's it's just an imbalance, it doesn't resonate with your inner balance, then opt out. It's not a big deal. Do take care of yourself, is what this card is definitely indicating here. It says take time to rest, take a vacation, allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. So, you don't have to feel pushed or rushed into doing anything. Take your time. Really, really come from the inner self here. Make this beginning of the week about yourself and what do you need. Really ask yourself more. What do you need to be happy and fulfilled? What would be the best choice for you? Like this, just put this practice being a little selfish here, and if that's what it takes for you to understand what they're really asking you to do, be a little selfish here. And they wrote out the word legacy, and it's almost like you're setting a new you're setting a new pattern here of behavior, where you also, in doing this, when you take more time for yourself and you focus more on your goals, you give people a better example. You know, you show them how to be independent. You show them how you show by showing up in this way for yourself. You show up for other people. It's very important, so that you don't foster codependency. All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. And another card of introspection and um, listening within and really sort of focusing in. Sorry, I didn't realize it was unfocused the camera. And really focusing and going within. And here's the high priestess with her book, and so there's that symbol again. I've been seeing quite a bit, um, and maybe this is a time for you to journal, okay, um, as well as someone who's maybe writing, but to also journal or channel writing, automatic writing, um, so that your angels, because I really feel like they're here, and this is a time for you. Maybe a lot of people use this time of the year to write New Year's resolutions and things like this. What I would really ask you to do, and I learned this a long time ago, and I've been much happier for it. And unless you're one of these people where resolutions don't stress you out or eventually disappoint you, what I would do, what I learned to do, the angels guided me to do, was to write, to make one, to make my resolution, which I've made every day since. My resolution is just to be happy, to be fulfilled, to go for that general sense of well-being. This if you this is closer to the reality of abundance that is available to you than specific details, specific things that you're wanting, because behind all of that, what you want is the goal of happiness and fulfillment, joy. And so if you can focus on orienting every choice in your life around happiness or joy. Does this give me joy? Or asking yourself, how do I want to feel? Going for making it that you want to feel good. So then ask yourself, how do you want to feel if you're going to put on. I started doing this for everything. What I was going to eat, what would make me feel good, what I put on my body, the choices, every choice. If you really do this, because how often do we give this much attention to ourselves, and it causes us to tune in to our inner being and tap into all of that flowing abundance and love that's available to us. And it's the fastest way to align with the physical um, goals that we are wishing for and hoping for. So give yourself some time to do this week. If you're gonna journal or do a resolution, just make that goal, and then start taking the time not just to say what in these areas would make me feel good. You know, what would make me feel good? What could I do differently that would make me feel good? A choice that makes me feel good. If you're in your job and there's some things in that environment um, that don't gel for you, how can you change it around by focusing on doing what makes you feel good? What sparks your creativity and reignites your passions? That's really a healthy thing for you to do. All right, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. Okay, and we have another four here. Now, this card would almost indicate the Four of Cups of water, as it says here, that there's something, a missing opportunity. It's like you're not seeing something. It's almost like you're not seeing the forest for the trees, or you're overlooking something, or something has distracted you. And or this card can just be you're just caught up in a daydream, and you are just not always conscious. So I'm getting a sense that in that may be a little untraditional, but don't worry if you're just really drawn into yourself a little bit more this week. Maybe that you're people maybe say to you, are you paying attention? Are you I lost you there for a moment, So there's this feeling that you may not always be. You may be kind of stuck in your own world, and some thoughts are going on inside of you. Um, I'm gonna say that this is a good thing, just in light of these other two cards, that that some, like, maybe you get into these daydreams, or you have these fantasies that just sort of really just are exhilarating, and you're having these really profound visualizations. And so it's really important for you to give yourself this time. All of this really works with Archangel Sandalphon's message. It's almost like he's really guiding you, and with tools. And I love to daydream. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I've just naturally was drawn into them, and it's a way of connecting in with that inner balance. And um, I also use daydreams when I'm having a resistant situation. I'm really stressed out or worried, and I can just go into a daydream, because your imagination is very powerful. And I don't have time to talk about that, but it's very powerful. And I was standing on a train and just literally soothed my whole vibration with just a daydream. So there's something useful about this. You can see this week is about just being, um, it's about really going within, and there are ways that we're just drawn in. God forbid that anyone would. This card sometimes can represent, getting some, having some physical, like a cold or something, just sort of come over you that causes you to rest. So, if your body is feeling tired and need of rest, don't try to resist that, okay? Take care of yourself. Do whatever you need to do. If you need to go to the drugstore and get like whatever medicines, that you do. Or if you have your own little remedies, do that. But don't try to worry about other people. So and so's calling, oh, they're having this thing and they need you. You're the only one that can go fix it, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. This is a week of gentleness. So I know this is the heart of the holiday season, but for some reason, you're going to really need me time. You're going to really need to take care of yourself. And I get a sense that if you don't get rest before you go out, or you take some time, or you cut down, like I'm not saying don't go to your holiday parties, but take the time during the day not to be running around. Don't be running around and then doing things. You need this time, and you're just going to be distracted, is what the sense I'm getting about this week. If you don't do it, you're not going to be present if you don't get the time for yourself. You'll be talking to people, and you'll just go into another world and not really be aware of anything that's going on. So you want to be present, but be present for yourself first, okay? Let's take a look at the card. I just feel like so much to say about this. This is a great card, the Six of Air, the Six of Swords. And what I'm getting about this card is that a peace of mind is what comes to me, okay? So what I'm hearing, that your peace of mind is what's really the underlying message for this week. This is what the cards from the bottom is really underscoring the entire reading. So you need a peace of mind. This card indicates travel, so you really do need to get away. In conjunction with this one, maybe you will need a vacation, or you will need to take maybe this week. Some of you who don't take too many of your vacation days from work, if you were hesitant to do that, you need to. I'm going to tell you from the angels that they're really giving you permission to take some sick days, or personal days, whatever you have, because you just really need to get away, or like I said, maybe there's some events that you normally attend. You need some time away more than you need to be just surrounded by a lot of people, especially if they're not like your tribe where you just have this harmony. Then your spiritual tribe. If they're not your spiritual tribe, I would opt out. Okay, and just be with your spiritual tribe wherever you can be. All right, so let me just see if there's any additional messages. The card does say, things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation. So I feel like you need to take a break so that You can get better perspective. Um, when things are really conflicting, there's a lot of confusion. You can't really get anywhere by trying to keep hammering out the situation, the problem, until you find a solution. Solutions come when through what we call a breakthrough. And a breakthrough means that the energy broke. You had to ceased fire, if you will, and so that then all the alignment comes rushing through, breakthrough. So you don't get there from problem to solution straight through without a break. It always happens because of a break, which means that we all that fumbling around, and it's not completely for nothing, but it doesn't happen what you want the solution until you let it go. And so let there's something you need to let go, and let God, coming back to that again, because God, we've talked about, came through in the beginning, has already handled something. So you got to let go and let God, because the thing is, they're writing passage, and when you let go, the passage will open up for you. There's a passage that you've been trying to get through for a very long time, and the only way you're going to get through is by letting go. Take a break, rest, walk away, go take care of your physical needs. All right, it's only ego they're writing out that's making you think that you have to be the hero and jump over building, climb tall buildings, like Superman, the whole scenario, blah blah blah. So we know what I'm. But you get the point, okay? So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and thank you all for a wonderful year, for all of your support and for all the things that have unfolded here. And I hope that has unfolded for you in your lives through the messages that the angels bring through. I know it's transformed my life a great deal. I'm right here, equally the student, although I'm the one talking, but I'm hearing for the first time much of what I say. So I am grateful for you, because it's your collective higher selves that this information is comes through, and I'm just the facilitator of translating what that is. And so I thank you for being present, as it has given all of us this space to hear such profound guidance. And also thank you all for joining us for the daily card messages on Facebook. For this week, I obviously will too be taking a vacation for myself. I'm pre-recording the videos for each Sunday that we won't miss before, and they'll obviously be posted for you to watch as often as you like, and to share them with whomever you feel that they would be helpful for. And thank you for those of you who do that, for those of you who like the channel, who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do that so that you'll be aware of what's coming up. And if you'd like an angel reading, remember from now until January 1st, you can, if you're a returning client, you can get the first time angel reading promotional offer. If you're a new client, that always applies to you. So, and obviously the readings at this point will have to be for after the new year, but that's expected. So enjoy your holiday season, and all of these links you can find in the description, like the Facebook, my website, theangelschool.com/services pages. You can find those links below the video. Have a happy holiday season and a happy new year.